because it's pertaining to us, okay? The 12 vows of the lay people. If we want to really understand, to be Jain, every Shravak and Shravika needs to take a 12 vow. Without the vows, you cannot be called Jain. This is nothing but Lord Mahavira, when he established the Chaturvid Sangh, which is Sadhu and Sadhvis, Shravak and Shravika. Now, Sadhu and Sadhvi, the distinction is very clear. They have to take Diksha, they have to renounce the world, and they must take 5 great vows, 5 Mahavrats. Then and then you are called Sadhu or Sadhvi. For lay people, we don't need to renounce anything. But we need to take 12 vows. Then and then you are called Shravak or Shravika. Otherwise, if you don't take any vows, there is no way that can give you any kind of the stamp, in a sense, okay, that yes, you are a Shravak. Like for monks and nuns, it is there, is a 5 great vows. And I will show you as we proceed further, why is it like this? Second thing is, when we do pratikraman, the whole purpose of pratikraman is when you have violated any vows. Okay, that's what you are really it's a pratikraman, opposite of the akraman. Okay, so when you have violated the vows, that means you did not follow your vow properly. And that's why you are asking for forgiveness. The forgiveness, what you are asking, is breaking the vow. But if you haven't taken the vow, there is no need of doing any pratikraman. For what purpose are we doing pratikraman? Pratikraman is nothing but only for those people who have violated the vows. Then you do pratikraman, and that is the only reason the pratikraman is needed. But if, and I am pretty sure, I would rather say at least 90% of us have not taken the vows, 12 vows with the proper documenting yourself. These are my first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and all other vows. So, at least what I am hoping, after I finish this session, if we haven't taken the vows, at least please do so. Then all the pratikraman, what we are doing, even annual, or every 4 months, or every 15 days, or daily pratikraman, whatever kshamta, the ability what we have, it is meaningful. Otherwise, there is no meaning. You are asking forgiveness for the vows. That's what you break. But you haven't taken any vows. So, like for for those people who are not taking the vows, there is no need of the pratika bonds anyway, to begin with, technically. All right, so let's proceed. First, we are going to talk about the 5 great vows of monks and nuns. Monks and nuns is very clear. They have taken the vows, and when they take the diksha, they have taken the vows. Okay, these are the 5 great vows they are going to take and keep this vow for the rest of their life. Okay, and uh, and they have a complete vows, great vows. So let's go and look at it. Now, first monks and nuns vows, and then we will go the lay people's vow, and you can see how practical our vows are, and still we are not able to do it, which wasn't the case during Mahavir time. Everybody who were Jain, they were taking the vows. Okay, so the path of liberation. Now, what I did from the very basic, that we are all on the road of liberation, and the path of liberation is Gnan, Darshan, and Charitra. When we are in Mithyatva and traveling towards Samyaktva. In other words, when we are on the first Gunsthanak and going towards fourth Gunsthanak, what is the path of liberation? As the path of Samyaktva, not the liberation, okay? In this case, the path of Samyaktva is Gnan, Darshan, Charitra. And remember this sequence. First is Gnan, then Darshan, and of course, Charitra is always the last. And the whole logic here, that once you study, once you know what are you doing, and whatever you are doing, do you have a good background knowledge why you are doing? Are you just doing it mechanically? Oh, they said it, no, recite this sutra and good thing will happen to you. And you are doing it on faith basis. That is not the sequence from Mithyatva to going to the Samyaktva. First Gnan, once you are putting all your effort to understand what you are doing, then the faith develops in you. Once you have the knowledge, then the faith develops in you. Without the knowledge, there is no faith. It's just a mechanical things, you feel internally, well, because my guru said, or some other knowledgeable people said, so it has to be good, or everybody else is following it, so it has to be good. And that's why I believe it. And Jainism has no place at all of those kind of the thinking, those kind of things. Just believe it without understanding. Just believe it. There is no place for in Jainism. So if you write something from Mithyatva to Samyaktva, it is a Gnan Darshan Charitra, not Darshan Gnan Charitra. That's keep that thing in the mind. However, once you acquire Samyaktva, then the sequence change. Once you acquire Samyaktva, from there to Vitarag state, The Vitarag state is the 12th Gunsthanak. It is a right faith, right knowledge, and right Sangha, and right conduct. Conduct is the same. Okay. First, you have the complete knowledge. You develop the faith. Now that faith is such now that no one can change you. But that is your understanding faith, not because somebody said and you believe it. If somebody else is understanding, that is no place in Jainism. You have to do yourself. So it is the same knowledge. The knowledge what you had before, there is no change in the knowledge. But once you have a samyak darshan, then this knowledge is only called samyak knowledge. There is no difference in the ordinary knowledge and the samyak knowledge. The knowledge matra, the quantity of knowledge, there is no iota increase. Whatever the knowledge you know, or all the books what you read, or what, there is nothing increases. But at least you know all these things with proper understanding. You all know these things for proper understanding. So these are the differences. You got to keep that thing in mind, that when you are, once you acquired Samyaktva, then the sequence is the right faith is first, right knowledge is the second, and right conduct is the third. And before, from Mithyatva to Samyaktva, you are acquiring knowledge, and slowly you develop the faith in your knowledge. When that faith becomes Samyaktva, then you call it right faith first. Then the knowledge is called Samyak knowledge. So you have a Shraddha first, then the knowledge becomes Samyak knowledge. So this is a subtle difference, but that one is a very, very important, looking from the Jain principles and Jain concept and Jain views point of view. Okay. Now we are going to talk to the fourfold order of Jain Sangh. Bhagavan Mahavir, when he attained Keval Jnana, remember that one. Before he attained Keval Jnana, he did not deliver any sermon to anybody. And the whole logic is very simple. Okay. First, he has to acquire the knowledge, complete knowledge, before he will do the sermons. And that complete knowledge is the Keval Jnana. And that one he acquired after 12.5 years of meditation. Okay, 12.5 years of meditation. He himself thinking about his own soul. And how do you make it your mind quiet? When anyone makes the mind fully quiet but fully aware. See, these are the two things. When I'm asleep, everything is quiet, but I'm not aware about it. Okay, sometimes I dream and my mind is still functioning. Sometimes I don't remember anything, the whole night passed by. So what I'm trying to tell you, that but the The whole condition here, I am fully aware about it and my mind is completely quiet. Now, when I am fully aware about it and my mind is completely quiet, we have a special terminology for that kind of the mind. Now, this is ideal case, okay? It is extremely difficult to fully aware and quiet mind. Quiet mind is an oxymoron statement because mind is only called when it is thinking. Then and then it is called mind. If the mind is quiet, then it is called amani dasa. That's what Keval Gnani attains. When Mahavira attained Keval Gnan, his state of mind is no longer exist. Mind no longer exists. And that's why we called all Keval Gnani as amani dasha, the mindless, but fully aware. Mindless but fully aware. So if you have heard about the qualities of Keval Gnan, Mahavir had Amani Dasha. You call it Amani, or Bhagwan Mahavir lives now in complete presence, only in presence, no past, no future. So when you use the word no past, no future, and you live in present, then the mind is dissolved, mind disappears. Okay, so do you know, you cannot say Bhagwan Mahavir is thinking, because thinking always occurs either in past or in future. When you think about past or you think about future. Mind don't exist in presence. There is nothing in present. In present, generally, we are knower and observers. If you are in present, you are knower and observer. So whatever the words we use, whatever the phenomena we use, okay? But when somebody is in present, there is no mind, only awareness. And that is the knower and observer state, okay? So just keep that thing in the mind, all these different terminology, different real, okay, and see whether we are practicing Jainism properly or not according to the Jain principles. Okay. Now, so monks and nuns, Bhagavan Mahavir gave them Mahavrats. And Mahavrat has no exceptions. Only the exception comes to Shravak and Shravika, because they have not renounced the world. They have, so their vows are not fully, and we will discuss, but their vows called Anuvrat. Anuvrat is for Shravak and Shravikas. And Anuvrat is very, very difficult to understand the boundary limit. Okay, where do you draw the line? How much, no, what kind of the sinful sin we are being allowed. Allowed is not like a right word even, okay? But because for our survival, for our existence, to maintain the family, growing the family, the Jains of the whole Jain monk samudaya, that it is our responsibility to feed them, to provide them shelter. Okay, for Svetambar, it is for the clothes. This kind of the things, whatever monks need is, there is a minimum need. And we got to provide them. For even that purpose, you have to be violent, because without that, you cannot do it. Without hinsa, you cannot do anything. Okay, you cannot cook food. Okay, you need to eat. You need a shelter. You need clothes for Sravak. So these are all, so under those environment, we need to understand what are our boundaries and to what extent do we really understand the logic behind it. All the logics that is okay. Now I understand it. Okay, what is my boundary conditions? So anyway, but Mahavrats are for monks and nuns. And first we will talk about monks and nuns, and then we will be going to Anuvrats for the Shravaks. All right.